Nikki Haley made an unplanned stop at a polling location earlier and answered a question on whether she can close the gap with Donald Trump.
We're excited. I mean, this is what Election Day is all about: democracy and freedom and people going and showing the power of their voice. Today's a great day to show the power of their voice. We're excited.
What are you hearing from the voters that you meet?
I mean, so far it's been positive. We're excited. They're going in, they're telling us they were with us, and we're telling them go back and tell 5 more people to get to the polls.
Host of the 538 Politics podcast, Galen Druke, joins me now for more. Galen, the results in Iowa looked very similar to 538's polling results. So what are the New Hampshire polls showing you right now?
Right now, 538's average shows that Trump leads Nikki Haley by about 18 percentage points, which is a significant lead. I think we're focused on this race because it is the most competitive primary race in the country on the Republican side. But that's still, Trump, we've actually updated the numbers more recently than what you see on screen. And now Trump has about 54% support to Nikki Haley's 36% support. That's an 18-point gap. And so if the polls are accurate tonight, I think we will see a movement towards considering this Republican primary to be over.
Now, New Hampshire does have the added element of allowing independent voters to vote in the primary. How does that affect this?
So it certainly does affect it because Nikki Haley does better with moderate Republican voters and independents who lean towards the Republican side. And in New Hampshire right now, there's not a particularly competitive Democratic primary, so independents are more liable to vote on the Republican side. In addition, Nikki Haley performs well with older voters, voters with a college degree, of which there are many in New Hampshire. New Hampshire ranks in the top 10 in the country for voters with a 4-year college degree. It's actually the second oldest state in the country by median age. So it's a really good electorate for Nikki Haley. So that's part of the reason it's the most competitive race in the country, but it's also part of the reason that if Nikki Haley can't win here, there's a big question of whether she can win anywhere else in the country.
What happens if she gets within single digits, let's say? What does that do for her going into South Carolina, her home state?
Yeah, so real talk here. Currently, Nikki Haley is trailing Donald Trump by almost 40 points in South Carolina, her home state. I think there's an argument to be made for Haley. She might make this argument or her campaign. Stay in the race, show that you're the last person standing who's an alternative to Trump as a backup plan. In case something happens in this primary, we live in crazy times, be the main alternative. But there's also this argument of, she's, all things considered, a young politician who still has a future for herself in the Republican Party. So there may also be the argument that, she should drop out and maybe endorse Trump so that she's not seen as going against the whole rest of the Republican Party. I think that's probably part of what she's mulling right now. I mean, we've seen her say that she's optimistic about tonight. Of course, we'll see. Primary polls have a larger than average error. So primary polls can be more inaccurate than general election polls just because voters switch more between the candidates because they're all Republicans anyway. But even with that caveat, I think we might be talking about the end of the primary tonight.
All right, we'll see. Host of the 538 Politics podcast, Galen Druke. Thanks, Galen.
Thank you.
And be sure to stream our special coverage of the New Hampshire primary on ABC News Live tonight starting at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.